Welcome to another episode of Turning Coal into Diamonds. Today we have Monty Geer, which is we've already actually been chatting, so we're kind of just and you may have seen him on MTV's Awkward. He does comedy all over like the country, so you may have seen him doing that. But Monty, you introduce yourself.
Yeah, I actually played Cole on Awkward, which is funny.
Oh,
so I assume this whole podcast is about me. That was my character.
That actually is funny.
But yeah, I'm a stand-up. I do lots of. I'm shooting a lot of stuff in Canada right now. I do these commercials called "Skip the Dishes" with Jon Hamm. We've done like 14, and now I might do a movie up there soon. Maybe, the coronavirus is just like that. No more Hollywood.
Goodness. So many. Oh yeah. I literally just had a meeting with my manager too last night about that whole shit.
Meeting?
What?
A Zoom meeting, or did you meet in person and risk your life?
We'll go with the Zoom meeting. But no, I keep it real transparent. She came over, but we both had been quarantined for like whatever, and she literally sat on one end of the room and I sat on the other end of the room. It was so funny because it was like the most awkward interaction ever.
Yeah, because the meeting was like, well, there's nothing going on.
SAG
isn't shooting a thing.
Nothing, anything. And well, so I was kind of like, I wanted to talk to her. As we were talking about this, I might be going back home to just because I want to go visit my grandmother. She's literally by herself. That's the thing. Because my mom just drops, because my mom still works. She works in the healthcare. She's like a registered nurse, an RN. And so she can't like go inside to the like house to go give my grandma.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
exactly. So I'm kind of like, well, I want to go visit her. The only issue though is like what's stopping me is like because Maryland's opening back up on Friday. But if I go visit my grandmother, she's gonna ask me like where I'm going and doing things and stuff like that.
You have to be quarantined, to see your grandma. Yeah.
I'm actually gonna have to be quarantined. So
I'm seeing my girlfriend's grandma tonight, and we're having dinner together. But she's staying in her house, and we're gonna be outside in the parking lot. And we're like bringing food of her own food, so she doesn't have to like cook and share stuff. So we're eating dinner with her 40 feet away as she's
my gosh,
on the other side of the porch or something. Oh no,
it's so wild how we have to freaking do this.
I'm
still not even adjusting to having to wait in line and go into the grocery store. That's still bugging me.
So yeah. Not being forced to wear pants is bugging me. I showered 10 minutes ago, right before this interview. Like the rest of the day, I'm just stinky. It's just gross.
Real talk. Well, what's funny is my manager last night, because we were talking about the podcast and stuff too, and she was like, "Well, Joe Rogan is still having guests and stuff, and like obviously they're changing things up. Like, how do you feel about actually having guests come in or like come over and stuff?" And I was like, "Well, honestly, like if we do something like we're doing now, we both have different mics, like I'm kind of open to it. But what really stops me is the fact that I would have to put on pants. Like I'm like, that is the one, because like my vision for the podcast at first was obviously like this happened during quarantine, so it was automatically go to Zoom. But after it, I was going to the idea like I would have
cameras.
Exactly, all this stuff. But now I'm kind of like, when we get back, it might stay this way.
You can still not wear pants, just frame yourself.
Exactly.
Sit behind a desk like Fallon or whatever. Rick Glassman has his podcast, and what he does is he's inside the house on his couch, and then his guests come, and he has all his podcast equipment set up on his porch, on his balcony, and then he talks to them like through the balcony door.
That's hilarious. That's so wild, so wild. So talk to me a little bit about like what came first. Like I know you kind of have a lot of background in writing. Did you already have in mind to do stand-up before acting, or did acting come first? Like how did that all transition?
Like I definitely wanted to do acting first. When I was like 16, I'm from Washington State where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And when I was 16, I moved to New York to like go to New York Film Academy and learn acting and stuff there. And then when I was 19, I started stand-up. So like I was doing a lot of commercial work in New York, because in New York at the time, there was only like 3 TV shows shot in New York, and like it was like Boardwalk Empire, which I was like an extra.
Oh wow!
And then like Gossip Girl, and that was it. 30 Rock, but
Oh,
I
yeah,
was like
yeah.
a 19-year-old and I looked 14. So like, Gossip Girl is the only thing I could like
And now
audition
how old are
for.
you?
Well, I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
and I was
over
gonna say, but you
14.
look 19.
Yeah. Gossip Girl is the only thing I got auditioned for, and I was like, me and my friend were background actors on it for a couple weeks, and then we were on it, and everyone was like 35 playing 16-year-olds, and
Oh
you're
my
like,
goodness.
whoa, and you
Yeah,
look nothing
yeah,
like the
yeah.
people. They just blast them with lights, and all their eyes are like some massive surgery done. I forgot what we were talking
How'd you
about.
get into stand up? 19
So,
something, young face.
yeah, so then I went to NYU and did acting there and did
Yeah.
lots of filming, and I wrote for like Late Night with Jimmy Fallon for like
Oh,
stand-up
perfect.
monologues and College Humor, and I
Yeah,
worked for like
yeah.
Broadway videos, their editing, and I wrote for someone else. We like sold a pilot and stuff that we like internet pilot. It was actually for MSN.com. We had like a YouTube channel that did well, and
Okay.
MSN.com was like the first website like network to like start a comedy program, and they made MSNcomedy.com or something. And
Interesting.
we were selected to shoot a pilot for them
Yeah.
because of our videos, and then we shot the pilot. It was great. We were like picked up from them, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
MSN got a new president, and the MSN guy was like, "There's not going to be streaming TV shows
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
internet,"
yeah.
and
Oh,
he
wow.
canceled the entire
No
program. And
way.
then
Oh,
a year
wow.
later, Netflix came out, and
I
like,
bet he's kicking himself now.
yeah. So I was doing lots of commercial stuff in New York and writing for the shows and stuff, and I moved to LA. I did tons of improv at UCB in New
Yeah.
York and iOS and Groundlings and stuff for like a decade, and then
How, how,
and then
I was gonna say, how different do you feel like it is from New York? Because I almost moved to New York last year to do like stand up and stuff out there.
well, I like acting more in LA just because there's way more
For
opportunities, even though
sure.
it's more in New York now.
Yeah.
Like they're pretty close. The stand up there's so many clubs there, which is cool. So for club work, it's great in New York because it's not like in LA there's 3 clubs basically. So it's like getting into clubs is a lot harder, where it's like the potluck at the Comedy Store has 200 comics show up to the
Yeah,
open
yeah,
mic that
yeah.
they're not really booking off of the open mic. Well,
No.
in New York there's like 12, 15 clubs, so the comics are just spread out more, so
But,
it's
for
easier to be
sure.
like a paid regular at any club. In LA, you get the same amount of stage time now, because in LA there's the slotted systems, like fourth wall or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Which is
you can
gross
do
so
9
much.
mics in a day. Well, in New York you could do 5 mics, and that was crazy. In
Yeah,
LA you couldn't.
yeah.
And now it's like anyone can do 12.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. For sure.
So they're both good.
Legit,
No.
legit. Were you
But
gonna
yeah,
say
then I
something
came to
earlier?
I was gonna say, then I came to LA. I booked Awkward, and I stopped doing stand up for a long time as I shot Awkward, and then did lots of acting, other TV shows and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then and I just got back into stand up like 3 years ago. And then COVID happens, and they're like, let's not do stand up for like 2 years.
I
Like, who knows
know,
when
I
stand up is ever coming
know.
back?
It's like wild. And like, have you done a Zoom show yet or like a
Uh,
live Insta thing?
no. Have
Don't,
you? I didn't want to. I've
don't.
been asked to,
I
and I was
have.
like,
It's
nah. Flappers keeps hitting me up, and they're like, hey, can you promote and like produce your own show? Because I used to have a monthly show of Flappers, and
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
I was like, no, man. Like, I'll eventually I
So
might, but like right now I'm just not.
it's so, like, I mean, obviously, especially on this podcast, it's about turning coal into diamond. So, like, I definitely am in a vision, like, I'm surrendering into, like, it's gonna be different, especially for however long. But, like, for me, this was my, like, I just started doing podcasting, and, like, now I'm on YouTube and all kind of different shit. Like, the boys on TikTok and Twitch, too.
Yeah.
Like,
Go follow them.
yeah. So it's like, I'm going in different directions because of Corona, but like for me, I'm like, it's so weird because like I didn't realize how much we feed off of the crowd. You know what I mean? Like obviously, like I thought, like obviously I know like crowd's energy, all that stuff goes into it. You know what I mean? Because you could do one joke the same exact way, 2 different like and get
Oh
it
yeah, the same night, and yeah,
different.
it's crazy how the energy. Yeah,
Exactly.
I
So
was
I
watching
definitely go
I was
for it.
watching Laugh Factory's live show today because my friend was supposed to be on it, and it's so weird saying a joke and it's just silence. Like it seems like
Exactly.
as the viewer, you're like, that's not a joke. It didn't land, but it did
Mhm.
land. But because no one else is laughing, you're like, oh, it didn't do
Exactly.
well. Yeah, it's a weird
Exactly.
thing.
And then we actually had a comedian, well, we haven't aired the episode yet, but we were talking about, because like, then there's advantages of having like the audience muted, you know, if you're on Zoom.
Like what? Yeah.
Like, 'cause sometimes what he was talking about, which is so funny, is that, and this has happened to me with Zoom, if you have the mics not muted so that you can hear the laughter,
Mhm.
there's some people that like you can actually hear them like whispering like, yeah, I'm watching a Zoom,
Yeah,
like
totally. Yeah. Uh-huh.
and it's like worse than somebody talking in the crowd, like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like literally talking.
And the camera will like go to that person, you know how it changes.
Exactly. So it's just like, it's so, you get heckled, and it's like, for me, I was saying it's worse feeling like you're bombing in your own damn living room. You know what I mean? Like, I can't even be safe in my own house now.
No, because then you get that feeling of like, well, that was terrible, and you're still there. You know, it's not like you have to sleep on the stage that you just bombed
Yeah,
at.
exactly, dude.
Because no one's ever like, oh, I killed that virtual stand-up show. It's like I survived was the best thing. Like everyone, no one's like, that was a great show. Like my
Exactly.
material does so much better when everyone's half listening than like in a room.
So wild, so wild. Oh, so wild. Oh my goodness. Do you have like any of those kind of moments? Do you remember like ever bombing or getting heckled, and like, I want to say
Yeah,
real life, like this isn't like really happening?
yeah. I mean, definitely the stand-up you bomb frequently,
Yeah.
especially when you're first starting. You know, and
Yeah.
then like eventually it's the point where it's like you just know your material's good, and if it doesn't do well
Yeah.
in a room, you know it's the
Yeah.
audience and it's okay. And a
Yeah.
lot of times people don't laugh, but they're just like, you know, just listening. And you know, I've talked to people after a show where like a comic would scream at everyone being like, you guys, you guys support live comedy, like fuck you guys, like
Yeah. Yeah.
fuck,
Yeah.
this crowd's terrible. And then my friends came out after the show like, dude, I was having so much fun in that show, and then a comic freaked out because we weren't making noise. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we need that.
yeah.
That's so funny. Especially because like that's like one of the things that I love about auditioning is like, even if you suck, like I feel like you still get that like, thank you for your time, that was amazing. You know, like that's still like, and they wait to the end, you know, a lot of times. I've never been kicked out of a room, at least. And
From the casting couch. You suck.
Exactly.
Not funny.
Get out.
That'd be terrible.
That would be horrible. But with stand up, that like that happens. That
Regularly, yeah.
that happens.
I did a stand-up show one time at Haha where my ex's friends were in the audience, and
Yeah.
they, as soon as I went up, I wasn't talking to them before, they immediately stopped laughing because they didn't like me anymore.
Yeah.
And then their friends were there, and then their friends would laugh, and they would be like, it's not
No.
funny, and they would stop all their friends from laughing. So like the whole middle section of the club was just silent, and then like the sides were laughing, but all this like group of like 15 people were just like, you know, this person, you don't like him, okay, we're not laughing.
No.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like,
And that could change the energy. That
yeah,
could change a
because
whole lot.
the side rooms are like the side, you know, people are like, oh, the
Yeah.
middle's not laughing, they must think he's not funny.
Yeah.
And then they laugh less. Yeah, it's a weird thing. Yeah,
Sucks. Damn.
yeah, so that was just turning coal into coal. There was no diamonds there. I threw away half that material because I was like, I'm not saying that anymore.
That's hilarious. Did you break up with her?
No, she broke up with me.
Oh damn! And then
and this was also like 3 years. It was like 3 years ago too. And like I wasn't like mad at. We didn't, you know, I wasn't mad at like my ex, but they were mad. Her friends were mad at me for existing.
Some real haters right there.
Yeah.
You should have. Did you call him out? You should have called him out.
I should have. No, I was like, I'll just keep doing the same material because the sides are liking it. But
Yeah. That's hilarious. I only say that just because it would have been so funny to then see their reactions.
Yeah.
Or just get everybody else to then make fun of them.
Yeah. And I would do that now, and I would just start talking to them, and you know, because I'm more free on stage or whatever. But like this was like 2 years ago, and I was like, I have to do set.
Oh my goodness. How dude, let's talk about that actually, because that changed so much for me. Like when I I would even say maybe 3 years ago for me, but like I would freak the F out. Like if because I go from like, I had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I did like 1 and then 4, I was fucked.
You're like, they know I fucked up. And the audience
Yeah.
like, we have no idea.
Yeah. And sometimes that just happens because like you got to go with the flow of the conversation. Maybe it even like there's a tag or a freaking callback or something that, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, what do you think
helped
got
me
you
a
more
lot,
freed up?
I mean, what helped me a lot, because I used to be I'm going to time it before, and I'm doing a 10-minute set. This is 9:58, you know?
Yeah. Oh,
like,
wow. Even
or whatever,
like that.
you know, what?
Okay.
I would I would time everything exactly. But it helped me, I started just producing my own shows, like you, and I just have more shows. So like I would just be like, okay, I know my first joke I'll do, and then the other 9 minutes I'll just do the jokes that I want to do. So I was kind of just going into it being like, I'm gonna see what happens. I don't even know what I'm gonna do, knowing that I could not do well, but usually it was actually better because I would just go off of someone, what they said. Completely. And by then I had so much material, you know, like hour 15 of material. I could be like, I can pull stuff a lot easier.
Yeah. I love that you're like 9:58. I think that's also some like, what's funny, because when you said that, I was like, I don't know if I've ever like done it like that, and I'm like, I don't know if that's the black or the gay in me, like with the timing, like because I'm just like, we'll see, you know what I mean? Like I always get off when I get lighted and like I know how to wrap up myself, but I've never been like, but what I do is I do
10-minute
time
set or whatever.
Well, if I know I have a 10-minute set, like I do always, like what I try to do is like, because we're actors, you know what I mean? Like I write out, I don't want to say I write out a script, but I have something.
Basically is.
Exactly. I have like that. And then I perform and I see how long it is. If it's like 9, whatever, I'm like, okay, cool. But like for me, I never stick to that because as soon as I go on stage, I'm like either faster or slower or like.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a 10-minute set prepared, you want to time out 8 minutes and then have 2 minutes of just improv, you know, and riffing and talking to the audience and stuff.
Yeah. Do you have you ever been heckled?
Yeah, for sure.
Really?
I mean, definitely people have yelled out drunk things, like bachelorette parties or whatever.
Oh my God, I've never done a bachelorette party. That would be fun, actually.
Yeah. Sometimes I've done a lot of like festivals, and it's like we do like, you know, 9 o'clock show. It's a great show, but then the midnight show comes and everyone's just like hammered and just screaming, and you're like, I'll say you can talk most of the show. That's fine.
Yeah. It's funny because when you said the bachelorette thing, I'm like, I wonder how that really would be, because the only thing that I'm thinking of is like the stripper, and I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm am I allowed to stay for the stripper part?
Yeah.
But like, you're done, sir.
I want to grab your mic stand.
OMG. That is so wild. Yeah.
One time, speaking of stripper, let me tell this. Speaking of stripper,
please do.
One time, so some guy hit up my friend Perry Grown, who you probably know, and I was like, hey, I'm doing a nudist wedding. Do you want to perform stand-up for it? And Perry's like, no, but my friend probably will. And he sends it to me. And my Instagram's like shirtless shit. So
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll do a nudist wedding. And then it became like, he just started emailing back rapid fire. And he's like, will you like be naked? And I was like, yeah, like I can be naked. It paid like $5,000 for like one show. Yeah. I'll be naked for $5,000.
Yeah.
And then he was like, will you be hard? And I was like,
Whoop.
I don't think.
Oh.
Yeah, that was like.
And
I think I can stay hard for an hour. So he's like, will you do it? You'll get more money. I was like, I don't know. Like, you want me to take a Viagra for the show?
He wanted you to stay hard the whole time?
The whole hour. He wanted a half an hour set. And I was like, I'm not going to be hard. I'm going to be doing my set. And not with those people everywhere who are also naked, old, you know. And then he was like, we let the audience like suck and jerk you off. And I was like, okay.
What? This is like, now this is turning into a Craigslist thing. Yeah.
It became a Craigslist thing. So I did it, and I'm just kidding. It was great. Made my $5,000. And this was like, it was like 15 emails of him just back and forth. He asked me like, before the hard stuff, he's like, can you show me a naked picture? I was like, no, like, I'm an actor, I'm not going to send naked pictures. He's like, how about no face? And I was like, no.
No way. This is so creepy. Was this in LA?
Yeah, this was when I was in LA, and he
Yeah.
said this. He said it was in LA, but he could have been anywhere. I think he was just jerking off as he was.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Show me. Yeah. He said,
Definitely.
"Describe your penis to me one time." What do you mean? It's normal,
OMG.
bro.
People in LA are so weird. So when I first was moving to LA, I knew like how I found my roommates is literally through another friend through Facebook and stuff. So that actually was so great. Like I was grateful for that. But before that, I didn't know anybody, and I lived in Maryland. So I like made sure I not FaceTime. What do you call it? Skyped. I made sure to Skype everybody. I was like, I went into Facebook stalk you. We exchanged social medias, and then we would have like a Skype like date, if you will.
Yeah.
And so this one guy I was like meeting up with, he's like, we set a time and all this stuff. And then he like right before we're supposed to meet, he sends me a text that's like, do you mind if I get naked, or like if I'm a nudist or whatever, something similar to what you were saying, and I walk around naked and stuff. And I'm like, young and newly gay and
well,
stuff.
This is LA. Let's like
yeah. So I'm kind of like,
but
you do your thing and stuff, like still willing to like meet up on Skype just to see if he's like normal too, you know what I mean? And like we already exchanged social medias and stuff, so it was like, okay, like I wouldn't be mad if he walked around naked. And so then we get on the phone, or not get on the phone, we get on Skype, and it's storming in my neighborhood. And like as soon as I get on, he's actually hard and jerking.
I was gonna
off.
say,
and I was
immediately from the get-go.
No, and I was just like, internet connection so bad. Like, I'm so sorry, sir.
That's funny.
Because I'm like, well, this is so different than you actually just having to like not wear pants. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because he could sit down and be naked, but
like,
just to have that like
exactly. And that was the angle.
Yeah,
it was
you're
totally
right.
What was that thing?
Chat roulette angle.
Chat roulette. I was gonna say exactly. It was a total chat roulette.
I thought chat roulette was gonna come back with all the coronavirus distancing. I was like, so how many weeks in quarantine till we're all back on chat roulette?
Oh my god! I hope you're turning that into a joke, because that is that's hilarious. I'm actually sad it's not. I'm like, wait, can somebody hear?
I know, right?
Bring this back.
Yeah.
You have a girlfriend. I'm single in the freaking 3-bedroom.
Yeah. You in a 3-bedroom alone?
Well, my roommate, he has been like with his family, and then another roommate has been with his girlfriend in Temecula.
Okay.
So they'll like, and they've come here and there for like stuff that they
Picking
need.
up stuff.
Yeah. But a lot of times I am.
I mean, that sounds great. Yeah, we were talking about this before, but I was in a 1-bedroom with my girlfriend, so I had half a bedroom to myself for 2 months. That's so weird.
I mean, right now I would love that though.
Yeah. To be with another person, you're saying?
Yeah, that part.
These podcasts are just to keep you sane. You're not even recording this. It's just straight up you want to talk to someone.
Real talk.
This hour is the one person you're gonna talk to all day.
All day. And so, dude, I could not imagine if I was literally like, I'm loving, because like both of them are actually here right now, which is
cool.
Nice. But it's so funny because it's like I've gotten a taste of like what it's kind of like to live by myself, and I've kind of been like, oh, I love having other people and stuff. And now too, like that they're both here, I'm also like, well, I want to be alone. When are you guys leaving? Like, how long are you guys staying?
Your girlfriend needs you, right?
yeah, right. Doesn't your girlfriend
dangerous right now? Probably be with her.
When's the last time you were with your family?
Yeah. They could die anytime. Dangerous.
Exactly. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. So you talked a lot about being, not really a lot, but you mentioned the shirtless pictures. Is that like, I feel like, how is that? Like you're like a real influencer out there.
I mean, I kind of changed my brand. I stopped doing the shirtless stuff because I did so much. And it was just because I like working out for myself, it makes me feel motivated and stuff.
Of course.
And with like stand up, you don't need to be shirtless.
I know.
But with acting, it's like with being attractive matters. So it's like,
bro, I know in the stand-up world, I'm killing it. In the
I
acting
know,
world, I'm like,
yeah.
oh shit,
You
like,
literally are.
yeah,
Those stand-up comics look homeless. They're balding. They have like the beer belly.
yeah, it's so wild.
Yeah.
Like the shit that I go
Everyone
out
looks like
for.
David Tell. Like that's.
Oh, dear God, I hope not.
He was a great stand-up. He's probably one of my
Yeah.
favorites.
No, real talk, real talk, real talk. What was the thoughtiest thing that you've been sent from like a shirtless picture?
Everything. Like I get so like girls and guys. I've had so many fake accounts have tried to catfish me
Oh my gosh,
constantly. People being like, "I'm a billionaire. Like I'll send you money right now. What do you want? I'll buy you stuff." Then like,
OMG.
come to my mansion during quarantine. I'm like, you're not real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they ever DM you that, just forward it to me. I'll check it out for you.
Yeah, thanks. You got the service. One of the the nudist thing, someone trying to catfish me. One of the thing I was catfish was like someone hit me up on Twitter years ago, and they were like, "Hey," it was like a little girl picture. Her name's like Sarah something. I was like, "Hey, we're doing like I'm in 5th grade, and we're doing like we're trying to raise money to like give like shoes to kids in Africa. We're doing like a walkathon, and we're doing a walk about shoes to like bring awareness to most kids walk to school this many miles without shoes. So can you like take a picture of you like walking with your feet or whatever?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can do that." And then I sent to her this picture of my feet, and I went to click on the profile, and it was like footfucker 69.
Oh
and
no!
Every
OMG!
post was like these like celebrities like naked feet.
Oh,
and I was like, fuck. Sarah's jerking off to my feet right now.
Sarah's really like a freaking David, though. That's like 64.
There's a dude who's
like a trucker.
In Minnesota.
Yeah, exactly.
His name was literally like Footfucker 69. It was that's not even a joke. It was so graphic, and everything was like, just I want jizz on your feet. And just
OMG.
I was like, well, my feet are going to be on this feed tomorrow.
Yeah, that is so wild. Did you ever go back to see if your feet were?
No, I should have kept returning. Notify me when you're done.
Let me know. OMG, that's funny. That's funny. Taking it back a little, how did you what was it like writing for Jimmy Fallon? I feel like that's super, super cool. Like, was that describe that.
So Fallon, I was like, again,
I
like 20.
Fallon.
I love him so much. I used to not like him when he was on SNL because this guy laughs all the time.
What?
He's not funny.
Oh my goodness! I think I can feel for that because that's me. Like I laugh at everything.
I mean, and that's why he's so great on like the Tonight Show. Because he's supposed to laugh and encourage people. But then when I met him in person, he's one of the funniest people I've ever met. But so I was like, it was from in UCB. I was in like a 101, 201 class for improv, and let me fast forward. So like I did Broadway videos because I wanted to work for SNL. Okay. So I did like a script reading company, some production company where my job was like read scripts and be like, yes, like it was basically to be like no, yes, no, yes, to send them a script. And I had to do like this paper on each script. And then from that, I started working for Broadway Videos, which edits SNL and stuff.
Okay.
And then I did really well at that. And I was president of Broadway Videos, was trying to recommend me to SNL. She's like, hey, they're not hiring right now, but there's this new show called Late Night with Jimmy Fallon coming out. Do you want to work for them?
Oh, wow.
I'll recommend you. And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. So then the next day I started working for Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, like 3 weeks into when they started the show. And on the first day, so I'm an intern on the show. So I'm running around doing coffee, delivering stuff to 30 Rock, going to SNL and stuff. And on the first day, the writer there, who a month later would become the head writer, was like, hey, Monty, what's up? Like, and we had improv like 101 together. He's like, you're really funny in like literally like UCB like 101 or 201.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write some jokes under the table for me. I was like, yeah. So that day one, I'm writing jokes, and then like when my jokes got onto the show and then got on to In Touch Weekly's Joke of the Week, which they did once a week.
Yeah.
And then they're like, hey, do you want to become something called a fax writer? And a fax writer is like back in the day, they would like email. They wouldn't email. They would like get all the headlines. The writing system would get all the headlines, and then they would fax those headlines to like 30 freelance writers.
Yeah.
And those freelance writers would fax 8 jokes back.
Uh-huh.
And then they would read all the jokes. So like fax didn't exist at that time. It was all email, but we were still called fax writers. So like they would have like, 30, like Alex Edelman was another one of the writers on it. And then, and a couple other people who like are doing pretty well now. And so during my day at 1 a.m. or 12, they would send us the headlines of the day and basically the setups of the jokes. And then that day for like 2 hours, I was running around delivering coffee, doing paperwork, doing all the intern stuff while I had my phone in my other hand and I was writing jokes.
Trying to write jokes
for the show.
Yeah.
And then what they do on the show is they get a stack of, a huge stacks of 400, 500 jokes from these 30, 40 people plus their staff writers, who at the time was like Anthony Jeselnik and Morgan Murphy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And Wayne Fetterman was the head writer.
Oh, I don't think I know him, but
he's great.
Legit.
I think my headphones might die.
Oh, no.
So anyway, so then
we can edit it out if you need to switch or do anything or stop.
Let me just take them out, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, you hear me now?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, then for like 3 months, I was like, for like 6 months, I forget, probably like 6 months, I was like a fax writer. And then the WGA, the Writers Guild, changed. And now you couldn't have freelance writers anymore because they weren't in the union.
Okay.
And be paid the $4,500 a week.
Yeah.
Salary writers paid. So then they fired all the all the freelance writers. I was the last fax writer in the industry.
But that's legit.
Yeah, it was super cool.
That's so legit. How did it feel hearing your first joke on?
It was really cool. It was super exciting. And then the best part about the job was like we would write the jokes and they'd have to be in by like 10 a.m. Like I think we started work maybe at 9 o'clock and had to be in by like 10:30. And then they had they would have a rehearsal and we would try to sneak down to the studio and watch the rehearsal. And that's like they would have the NBC people on the tour would come in as like a special, like now you get to watch Jimmy Fallon practice monologue jokes.
Oh, wow. What?
And watch Jimmy read his favorite 40 jokes out before. And you get so excited if like one of your jokes made it on. And then he would rewrite them with the head writers and stuff. And then that 4 hours later during taping, you would watch again on TVs if you're working or in the studio, hoping one of your rehearsal jokes made it onto the TV.
For sure.
So it was cool trying to see your jokes
like elevate. Get up there for sure. Oh my goodness. So you never really knew if it was gonna be on the night of until you had to watch and be like,
you'd have to watch it live when they shot it at like 3 or 4 or 5 p.m.
Yeah. Okay. That's so sick though.
Yeah. And then sometimes they would even cut, if a joke didn't land on live, they would cut it out of the broadcast that they aired 4 hours later.
Oh, damn.
So it was like a stepping stone of
yeah. Even in that world, it's still like you could get cut.
Yeah. I mean, even like writers got fired all the time, staff writers and head writers. It was brutal.
Shit.
You just probably be like, hey, you gotta go home, you're done.
Yeah. I've never until like the last like year thought about being a writer on a show or anything like that, which is crazy. But that would be pretty sick. I've always had because I went to school, I didn't finish school, but I went to school for public communications and journalism. Mm-hmm. So like never really like specifically writing for like a movie or anything like that. But,
there's no schools that really teach how to write for like a talk show.
Exactly.
Like I got a degree in talk show jokes. Monologue jokes.
Sign me up, please.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So what do you think? I actually really don't have a next question, honestly.
You get a list of all these questions, and we've done like 2.5. Your question was, when did you start stand-up, and what was Fallon like?
Well, no. I have like this is everything.
Yeah.
So it's like I do, but I mean a lot of things that we've kind of touched on, and it's like after you go from like asking to be hard from like at a wedding to
there was no wedding.
Jerk offs,
if I said yes and like win, it would have been just the dude like in his basement be like, I don't know what it is. There's supposed to be a wedding here. I invited 400 people. I don't know. You want to practice your set in front of me as I'll suck it in.
The people out there, man. The people out there. That's just so wild.
Yeah.
It's so wild. I have nothing. I actually just recently felt really accomplished because I don't know if it's because of the podcast or what, but somebody just slid into my DMs real hardcore, like stood up, like pictures, wanted to video chat right away, like was trying to like talk to me about like sending me over, like bringing me to the East Coast and stuff. And I was just like, I opened the video because I was curious.
Yeah. During quarantine, and you have a 3-bedroom home alone.
I just talked about how I've been like alone a lot. You know what I mean?
Nah.
And so I looked at the video, and it looked like a normal enough person, and it looked like a normal, like it looked like the video was the person and you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But like they wanted to video chat right away, and I was like, I don't want to like anybody screenshot something and post something, so I was just like, let me just not talk to this person anymore.
Yeah.
But I was like, I really felt accomplished. I was like, nobody's ever like slid into my DM. Like I've heard the story, this rumor that it happens.
Oh yeah. Okay, so the video was just normal. It wasn't like some guy jerking off in the corner. It was just
the video was definitely some guy.
Oh, okay.
But I was not mad.
Yeah.
In the gay community, that is that's hello. That's Grindr.
That is, yeah. On
like
Grindr, it's like
that's just like how you doing.
Yeah. I get tons of butthole photos sent to me.
Oh, bro, don't talk to me. That's really
of like
this
both
is the most
hands.
Explicit.
Yeah, like that's the first thing. I even hello. It's just a butthole. It's like, did you set up a tripod to take this photo and took hours, or did your roommate come in and be like, yeah, let me get that for you? And just because like both hands are on the cheeks, you know? So like,
why? Yeah, no, I get you. That's so wild. I didn't think that people. I mean, it's the shirtless pictures. That's why. But that's straight up Grindr. Because like in Grindr, on Grindr, I'm like considered in the gay community. I'm top verse, but like so, which means that like I do a lot of I'm the pitcher. Yeah, and so guys will literally just send me pictures of their buttholes. And I've never once ever seen a picture or a hole and been like, yeah, you know, this
we'll
like hit me. I'm sending you the location right now, bro.
Move that butthole here.
Never once has that been.
It definitely works though. Like otherwise,
I'm sure.
I'm sure. And 50 buttholes, you'll get a couple penises.
I'm sure. And I'm not even hating. I'm like,
oh yeah, I'm not either. Go for it. Yeah,
but I just, for me, there's like so many. At least warm. Like I don't even know. I don't want to say there's a warm up because I still have never requested even like send me that asshole.
Yeah. If it warmed up, I feel like it would get there. But the straight up right out the back.
Right off the bat. The first picture. The first
the first word. It's not even a word, it's just a butt.
Either way.
And my stuff isn't even on Grindr, it's just on Instagram. Or like
that's
Twitter,
what I was like laughing about even more. So I'm like, damn, they were like
yeah.
This is family friendly.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Anything you want to plug or anything before we go? No pun intended.
Yeah, I mean, I have a TikTok too that I'm just starting up. It's Monty Geer. All my stuff, Instagram, Twitter is MontyGeer. I'm posting stand-up videos a lot more on TikTok. I have a movie coming out in Canada. Well, it's supposed to shoot in Canada in a little bit.
Okay.
Five Boomer Success. It's not out yet because I haven't filmed it yet. It's supposed to shoot all this month. But I'm a stand-up comic in it actually, and I got the commercial. I got the movie from the Skip the Dishes commercials. The guy saw me. The
Jon Hamm
so much. Yeah, we're going with Jon Hamm.
Dude, those are so funny. Those are so funny. So is that like a series or is that what is that?
Yeah, I mean, we're basically like spokesmen for this food delivery app called Skip the Dishes, which is like Postmates in Canada, and it's a great. I love the company. Yeah, we've shot 7 TV commercials and 7 internet commercials together, and we were supposed. We might shoot more, but then this whole virus happened.
Yeah.
But then the director from this movie, who I just saw me on TV so much because they've been for 2 years straight, they've been playing nonstop in Canada, basically.
Yeah. Oh, that's so legit.
Just have this guy do the movie.
Yeah.
So I auditioned for it, and no one else did. And then I'm supposed to shoot it in April, and now it's
Jon Hamm. That's so cool. What was I just about to ask? I was about to ask something pretty cool. Oh, actually not pretty cool at all. But when did you realize that you looked a lot like James Franco?
People would tell me all the time. I didn't see it until like years later in like photos of like, oh yeah, but like I don't know if it was college or after, but people, I mean, it was probably like 2 years after Spider-Man when people started telling me. I doubt I changed my looks before he changed his look. But I would just hear it from people like all the time. So I was like, it must be true.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Strangers tell me it. It's like I'll be in line at Chipotle and someone behind me will be like, hey, you look like James Franco. I'm like, I don't, or they'll be like, hey, who you look like? The guy from, what was that movie? And I have to like name, I'm like, Spider-Man. He's like, yeah, that movie. I'm like, dude, he's so famous. He's like, how do you not know the other 80 movies he's done?
Yeah, exactly. That's so funny.
You're naming a movie from like 2001.
That's so wild. I know, when you even said Spider-Man, I was like, that's
what I really
thought of even.
Yeah.
Wow. That's wild. It's not a bad look.
Yeah.
Not about that.
I get John Mayer sometimes. My hair is longer.
I could see John Mayer, but like, not definitely James Franco wins though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get anyone?
Do I get anyone? No, I used to in school growing up. I used to get Kenan Thompson a lot. Yeah, that was definitely one. Not so much. I feel like I don't know. I don't think I look like anybody out there.
Yeah.
I should probably. I've thought about it for jokes, you know what I mean? But like, I feel like the closest person maybe is Kenan Thompson, but I feel like, especially now with the dreads, not so
your hair is so much different.
Exactly. When I had short hair though, like it was pretty. It was definitely a lot closer.
Your laugh is kind of similar to him too. I feel like he has that like.
Oh really? Oh damn! I gotta look at that.
I don't know though, because again, he never laughs on like SNL or anything.
I know. I was just thinking. I can't remember. When I was trying to picture him laughing, I had to go back to like All That or like Good Burger and stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's what I was trying to think. Like Fat Albert maybe. Because I have gotten like my laughs like a little like like I get more comments on my laugh, like Squidward from SpongeBob. Like growing up, that was really annoying. Like whatever that he does.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I don't think your laugh is like his.
No, I pray to God it's not. I pray to God it's not. Awesome. So Monty Geer on all the social medias. Movie coming out pretty soon. What was the movie called again?
It's called Clive Boomer's Success. But yeah, we haven't
filmed it yet.
Last month. Yeah, the coronavirus.
Dude, this shit is wild. It's like I think what's crazy for me is like obviously we've been in it for like 7-8 weeks now, but like being in California, then them extending it to like August, September or whatever.
Yeah.
Or July, August. It's kind of like even more like I can't believe this.
Yeah, and again, I don't know how stand-up or filming, how can I have 200 people, 120 people on set?
No, real talk. Yeah. Well, they're not. That's
I had so many auditions where they're like, can you shoot it? Like I had a Zoom audition yesterday like this, and I had they want lights and like you have to do the whole production. They're like, who's your roommate? Do they have a reel of like footage that they shot before?
It's so wild. They want you to bring other people into this shit too.
I have to live with a director to book this commercial.
Real talk. I had an audition like 2 weeks ago, and it was one of the weeks where literally I was by myself, and I'm just like, I actually filmed it with a picture of somebody else next to me.
That's
funny. Anyways, once again, you guys, thank you for tuning into another episode of Turning Coal into Diamonds. Make sure you're catching us on YouTube And wherever you listen to your podcast, like and subscribe, leave a review. And you can always find me, Gerard Cole, on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok as well. I am Gerard Cole, and turningcoaleinto diamonds.com. But as always, keep turning coal into diamonds, guys. Love you guys. Boom.